Welcome to Module 7. We're finishing Chapter 7, the example essay on the power of culture and language. And so I'd like you to open up your book to page 137 and let's talk about the composition skills. If you look at your document, I hope you have your computer open, you can see at the top in red that there's going to be an essay worth 100 points in this module. So hopefully this will help you prepare a bit for it. Look on page 137. You can organize examples in an example essay just the same way that you organize examples in an expository essay, by time or by familiarity, by importance. And one of the past essays that you read in this chapter was also organized by interest, and you'll see that in the essay that's coming up here. Is it organized according to highest interest first, or lowest interest first and then highest interest? So you should read it and look at it and try to find out. Let's go to transitions between paragraphs. It says at the bottom of page 137 there's two ways to connect paragraphs in an essay, either with transitional expressions like first of all, secondly, and finally at the beginning of a body paragraph that tells clearly that you're moving from the first body paragraph to the second to the third, or the final one. Or you can repeat key transitional expressions, or key words and phrases, or the transitional expressions. And if you look on page 138, you'll see a list of transitional expressions at the top for moving from example to example. In exercise 7, please look. This is an interesting essay. In the first paragraph there is a thesis statement. It's not the last sentence, it's actually in the middle. And then paragraph 2 and 3 actually go together, and then paragraph 4 and 5 go together as the second set of examples, and then paragraph 6 is the third and final example, and then paragraph 7 is the conclusion paragraph. So what I want you to do is go to page 140 and answer questions 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you look, I'm asking you to find the essay's thesis, and again it's in the middle of the first paragraph. It's not the last sentence. And then what is the principle of organization? I'm telling you right now it's by interest. So does it go from least interest to greatest interest, or just the opposite? And then how many examples does the writer discuss, and are there enough examples? You can answer those questions yourself, and then you can see that I've provided an outline for you, and you need to go through all 7 paragraphs and look at the way this is organized. You'll see again that there's a thesis, and then there's 3 specific points with supporting examples. And what I've done here is you've got the whole outline basically, and you've got 14 ellipses. That means dot, 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 and after that I'd like you to fill in the word or the phrase, finish the sentence. You'll have to look through each paragraph and locate those. Let's go to, and then as well, yes, please put in the conclusion. And then please go to page 140, 141. Exercise 8 asks you to find out how the sentences in blue, these are the transition sentences going from one body paragraph to the next, and they're just giving you the first sentence of the second paragraph. And I've already given you the first one. The relationship between these is a contradiction. If you look at the first sentence in paragraph 1 there in exercise 8, the blue sentence contradicts. So you have also similarity and geographical relationship. So you'll know that those are going to be used. There's only 2 examples left, so see if you can find out what the relationship is. Exercise 9, you need to study these paragraphs, and you've got 2 paragraphs per set, and they give you an opportunity to revise these the topic sentence for these paragraphs, and so they're asking you to actually write a full sentence, and I have done the first one for you. I've given it to you as an example, and you need to write in for the second set and the third set as well. Exercise 10 on page 143, you need to find the mistakes. This is editing practice, so you need to look for noun clauses. There's 2 that need to be corrected. There's 1 subject-verb agreement problem, 2 verb, tense, or form problems, and then gerund and infinitive problems. There's actually 4 of those. So right above exercise 10, you can look at pages 318 to 323 for noun clauses, see what those are, and then gerunds and infinitives, find out the rules on pages 333 to 338. And if you go to page 144, this is where you are going to write a 5-paragraph essay, and I've given you the instructions. You turn to page 144, look up at the top, and I'm asking you to either choose question number 1 or question number 2 because it's the reason that I had you do the readings at the beginning of the last module, so that you would be familiar with these concepts, if not review them. So pick either question number 1 or question number 2, and you need to write an outline first, and I just would like you to write a minimum. If you look down a bit farther to the outline, you'll see that you need to write a thesis statement, and then you're going to write 3 supporting ideas, and then have for each of those 3 supporting ideas 2 examples. So 1 A, B. One is a topic sentence, A, B are examples. So you have 2 A, B, and then 3 A, B. And to write your essay, if you look at the final writing assignment here, it says, and I want to emphasize these instructions here, you need to think about this and stick to it. You must write only a 5-paragraph essay, and it's going to be about 1 page double-spaced with 11-point Arial font. It's already in Arial font, so it's going to come out to be around 300 to 400 words, probably closer to 350, somewhere around there. But you want to make sure that it has an introduction paragraph, and if you look, I've told you the first sentence should be grabbing the reader's interest, and then the second and third sentence, or just the second sentence, should give some interesting background. again, the introduction should be interesting if you look on page 104, 105. And then your very last sentence, I'm going to ask you to put that as your thesis statement. Make sure again that you have a controlling idea in your thesis statement, and that you're not just stating a fact, but you have an opinion. And then in the 3 body paragraphs, if you go down to the last page of the document, you're going to have 3 developmental body paragraphs, and each body paragraph must have a topic sentence that's directly related to explaining the thesis, and then to give 2 specific supporting examples in each of your body paragraphs. They should be supporting the topic sentence. And I'm asking you to, for each body paragraph, to write 5 to 7 sentences, and to use transitional words or phrases in the topic sentence, so it's clear that you're moving from example to example. And then within each body paragraph, you should introduce examples as well to create unity and coherence. And then your conclusion paragraph, you can look on page 115, but I'm going to ask you to restate or paraphrase the thesis in the very first sentence of the conclusion, and then in one sentence tell why the topic is important. Right? Why are, for example, unwritten rules in culture that regulate behavior, why are those important? And then your last sentence would be a recommendation if you were answering question number 1. And would you make a recommendation that people should understand unwritten rules so that they can function properly in a society, or is it okay to break those rules? So you can write your own recommendation according to your thesis statement. What were you trying to explain in your thesis? And the second one was that you're going to have to pick a word or a concept from your language that has been misinterpreted by another language or culture. So, for example, the concept of Sharia law. Other cultures, non-Islamic cultures, might understand or not understand that Sharia law is a system, a religious system, but it's also economic and social. And so you can explain. You do not have to pick that concept. You can just simply pick a word that's misunderstood in your language or culture. So please type the outline in this document. Do not create a new document, and also write your essay. Please double space your essay, and you can simply go to the top of a Microsoft Word document and go to paragraph. And if you do that, if you click down on the right hand side of a Microsoft Word document, you'll see line spacing on the right. Typically you open it up and it's single for this document specifically, but then you can click it when you're writing your essay, click it to double. And you'll keep the spacing before and after at 0 point, and then the indentation also at just 0, 0. So please do that, and make sure that you indent the first line of each of your 5 paragraphs. That means to tab in 1 space. It's about it's about this far. Okay, when you tab in, your tab key is up on the left, upper left-hand side of your keyboard. I look forward to receiving your essays. Please send me any questions that you might have about doing this Module 7, and especially about writing your essay. If you have any questions, please, you can chat with me or send me an email or even Skype with me if you need to, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. And let me tell you, I will be marking the errors in this essay and asking you to rewrite this essay to raise your grade. So I'll see you again in Module 8.